All right, everybody at home, I'm John Bachman, obviously not Steve Malzberg. We're kind of doing a co-anchoring job on the show today. Steve is in what I'm calling the Igloo in New Jersey, just outside of New York City. Steve will be appearing via Skype throughout the program. We're also going to get to some of your calls coming up. We can get the number up on the screen. We want to hear from everybody at home. This has been a great experience the last couple of days, getting your feedback on some of the biggest stories of the day. What's your take? What are you not hearing on other mainstream media sources? We promise to feature that. The number 561-369-0081. I'm John Bachman. As I mentioned, Steve Malzberg will be along in just a second. And we heard that story a second ago about Gary Sinise and Howard Dean, an American Sniper. You can tell this is a quality movie because it has polarized this country. A lot of people love it. Most people love it, I should say. Some folks, like a few folks on the left, some people in Hollywood, blasting the film. But what's been great to see, if you've seen the movie, which I have not yet, but I have read the book, there have been so many folks coming to the defense of this story and coming to the defense of Chris Kyle. And it's just been great to see, and this movie is bound for even more success. Already 2 record-breaking weekends at the box office. All right, Steve's going to join us now, and also joining us on the phone is Warren, who's calling in from Texas. Warren, I hear you want to talk about the Iowa Freedom Summit.
Yes, good afternoon.
It's good to have you with us. Go ahead.
Hi, Warren. How are you?
I'm great. Thank you, gentlemen. Yes, I want to make some comments on the Iowa Freedom Summit. I'd like to point out Sarah Palin and her comments, and I kind of got the reading that she is not running for president. She is looking for a good person to nominate for president. I'm not saying that she doesn't have her political views, but I think she's looking at 2020 on as far as her being elected. But right now, a lot of people give Donald Trump criticism and they don't take him serious. And that's actually been a problem with his credibility. But we need another Ronald Reagan / JFK style leader in this country, particularly now at this time in our history. And Donald Trump may actually be the man. He might not know it, but somebody like him, you're fired. That is what we have been needing to hear from this administration for years, instead of people being shuffled around and not be held to their inappropriate action. I think he's really got that going for him. I really like Ben Carson. I think he is would be an excellent candidate. And Scott Walker, I like him. But I believe Romney is out. He's gone. Jeb Bush has the potential of coming in, but I don't think he's going to make it either. I don't think either one of those would benefit the Republican Party if they ran for president, unlike Ben Carson, Donald Trump, or Scott Walker.
All right, Warren, thanks for calling in. Go ahead, Steve.
Interesting you left out Rubio, Paul, and Cruz, who certainly would garner, amongst the three, lots and lots of support. In fact, the three of them were in California a day after the get-together in Iowa, and they differed on, for instance, Cuba and foreign policy, with Paul being the one lone voice saying that, hey, kind of agreeing with Obama to a great extent. But first of all, Sarah Palin, she can't have her sights set on 2020 unless she's conceding that a Republican won't win this time around. Because if a Republican wins this time around, she's going to work hard to get them reelected in 2020. She's not going to run against a Republican. I just don't think she's a serious presidential candidate going forward. We talked about this in the previous hour about Ben Carson. I love him. Donald Trump, he's going to always have the media against him, but I think he has a lot of good qualities, but he's not running. Scott Walker, I think he has won the gubernatorial election in a liberal state 3 times in the last 4 years, okay? So I think that speaks volumes for who he is.
Yeah, he's like when you look at Scott Walker and the way he took on the unions, he's almost like a Chris Christie without a lot of the baggage. Thank you very much, Warren, from calling in from Texas. Also calling in Jason B, calling in from Las Vegas. Jason, how are you?
I'm doing great, and you?
We're doing well. John Bachman, Steve Malzberg here. Jason B calling in from Vegas. We'll have more callers coming up very shortly. But Jason, we were just talking about the Iowa Freedom Summit. What do you want to talk about?
Well, I want to talk. First of all, Steve Malzberg, I'm a big fan. I like to watch you because I like to see your opinion. But I got a couple of points I would like to shoot at you, and hopefully I can get a clear and opinionated rhetorical opinion from you.
Sure,
Number one, I'd like to ask you is that is it okay that the way the Republican Party is bashing Obama, I'd say in the next 7 years, Obama will be put up as a Martin Luther King in all black homes. So you know that the Republican Party is actually canonizing Barack Obama because his failures should be what he's doing. But that's number one.
Jason, we'll have to leave it there. We'll get Steve's take. We got to go to a commercial break. We'll be right back after this.